and therefore all the flights leaving Bombay were delayed beyond any kind of anybody's control. And therefore we were absolutely helpless, both Mr. Khanna and I. When we were sitting in the aircraft, we had no way by which we could have done anything else other than just to wait. So let me at the outset apologize for this little delay that has had really happened because of factors which are beyond all of us. I also take this opportunity of welcoming you all to this first graduation ceremony at Bangalore. I'm sure that it is the beginning of a lot of good things that are going to be happening at Bangalore, which is setting a different kind of precedent in the institution. And some of these kinds of precedents will certainly go a long way. I'm sure that Mumbai would also learn a lot from the Bangalore developments over here. And so would our another new campus which is coming up in the south, that is the Hyderabad campus, and the new proposed campus that we are at Chandigarh that we are planning to start off with. It's a great moment for all of us because today our chief guest is none other than our own student, our own alumnus, Rakesh Khanna, whom if I look back in time, I just think of just the other day when I saw him on the other side over at NMIMS in 1984 as he was graduating. 1982 to 84 was his batch, which was incidentally the second batch which was graduating from NMIMS. And that is something which was indeed a very, very interesting moment. Alumni like Mr. Rakesh Khanna give us our very legitimacy to be what we are and to be respected by the industry, by the media, because largely we see the institution having grown to a point at which its alumni today are the chief executives, are the presidents, are today the very successful entrepreneurs, and even academics in some of the well-known, internationally well-known business schools. And therefore, when I look back in time at NMIMS, I think this is nothing better one could have expected when we started off in 1981. Many of us, when we look back in time, in 1981 at Bombay University, and the decision of the then Vice Chancellor in 1980 to start new institutions in Mumbai, one can only say that, well, whether that decision was good or bad, that decision can really be appreciated by the fact that two of the institutions that really got off to a start at that point of time in 1981, NMIMS was one of the three that got off to a start, but of the three, the two that I talk about are the ones which today dominate the management education scenario in this country. We are the two most important and a dominating force in management education, NMIMS, and our another institution across the road, across the blocks that we say, which is our competitor to, but at the same point of time, an institution that one would always feel proud of the fact that, because it really is today, both of us today determine, as I said, what's going to be happening in management education. That's the SB chain. Over a period of time, as I look back at our growth, NMIMS started its journey in 1981 as a management school, and by 1999, when we earned our accreditation by NAC as a 5-star, and I remember that NAC accreditation team was led by none other than by Dr. Jayashankaran sitting over here, when he was with the Bharatidasan Institute of Management as the director at that point of time. And the team that came to us, and we got that kind of a 5-star accreditation. Soon thereafter, the government of India invited us if we would like to be considered, and asked us if we would like to be considered as an institution of excellence, and therefore to be, and whether we would like to be considered for a university status, for a deemed to be university status. Our management decided that to take that opportunity, to take that option, and therefore we started our process of getting ourselves recognized as a deemed to be university by the UGC. And at that time, that was the only route by which we could have become a university. I must say that it took us about 4 years, but in about 4 years' time period, in 2003, we got our university status. It was a little difficult at that point of time, not really as easy as it became after 2004. In 2003, we got our university status, and thereafter, the institution really has grown in a big way. We are today a multi-faculty and a multi-campus university. We are proud of the fact that the way that we have grown, not only so that we have grown, but at the same point of time, when the NEC accreditation team once again came back to us after 5 years, we were re-accredited as an A category institution, which was again the highest that the NEC had really been that has awarded to us. We have remained really so, and today is the day when NMIMS as a business school has grown to be among the top 5 business schools of this country, according to the Business World or Economic Times or whatever the media that we really take a look at. But at the same time, I think what is important is the fact that not only the business school, but our engineering school, that is the Mukesh Patel School of Technology, Management and Engineering, our School of Pharmacy, which is emerging as one of the great research centers, or our architecture school, which is today becoming one of the best-known architectural school in the city of Mumbai, or our School of Science, which is now wanting to get into the stem cell research and the nano research, etc., or our undergrad education programs, whether these are in economics or business or commerce. Each of them today are growing not only in terms of the number of students and the faculty, but also in terms of its recognition and admiration. Now, the question before all of us at the university, as we look at another 2 years, and after 2 years we would be 10 years old university, is where do we really go from here? And as we look at tomorrow, we're very clear that there are 3 major pillars of growth of NMIMS, which is going to drive our campuses, which is going to drive our different faculties, and the whole growth strategy of NMIMS is going to be driven by these 3 pillars. One is that we are going to increasingly focus on the development of employability skills. There is simply no other goal than that. Our President has been emphasizing this aspect to all of us, and not only that the President has been emphasizing, but even the national priority today is that we need to be focusing increasingly on the development of employability in our graduates. And this kind of a focus of employability is now going to be there, not just merely at our MBA level, but even in our undergraduate programs. And it is going to be there not just in the professional courses, but we are also looking at the development of the vocational skills in our system itself. And hence, it is from that kind of a perspective, it has been decided by NMIMS management, by our trust, also by our parent body, that with effect from 2013, 2012, NMIMS would be setting up a specialized school for vocational studies, where we are going to be focusing principally on the development of the technical as also the managerial skills of the students who are going to be coming out of the 10th grade or after the 12th. And we're going to make that into a continuing education kind of a model itself. And we are going to be targeting in some of the skills that have already been identified by the Government of India, as also by the Prime Minister's Skill Development Council, itself, whether it is in the area of services, or it is in the area of manufacturing, or it is in the area of, let's say, the agriculture itself. So the skill sets have been identified in these three areas, and the work has already begun with my meetings with the chairman of the National Skill Development Corporation, as also by the meetings that I have been having with the Ministry of Human Resource Development in this regard. But besides that, what we are going to be doing is to develop these kinds of skill sets even among our management graduates, because one of the biggest crises among the management graduates, whether it is the full-time education or the executive education, is that all of you learn a lot about, or the let's say the strategy and planning and stuff like that. But when it comes down to really implementing them in the organizational context, there is a gap that is there. And it is therefore necessary for all of us to do something about that. And that's where the faculty has to really spend more time in terms of looking at how does one use these kinds of management principles in an organizational context. And that's the biggest challenge. And hence, when we were looking at designing our courses at Bangalore, one of the kind of challenge that I threw to our director, who was coming in at that point of time, Professor Moni, was that what are we going to be doing in this regard? And therefore, we picked up, for example, the analytics as one of the kind of tools that we are going to be, or the courses that we are going to be doing, which is going to be a defining characteristic of NMIMS Bangalore. Or for that matter, let us say, the management consulting module, which we have developed at Mumbai, which we have now put it across even at Bangalore itself. Plus, at the same time, a whole lot of other kind of skill sets that we have identified